And we're rolling.
Hi, welcome back to Cooking with Madison. After about 3 years since the first episode, we're back to give you more exciting content. I know a lot of us struggle to feed ourselves as vegetarian in college, so I wanted to give you a nice little vegetarian recipe that I like to call the pancake burrito. So you start out with your tortilla, nothing fancy. Went for flour today because I think that gives a little bit more bendage. Make sure there's no meat in your tortilla because that kind of destroys the point. So the first thing you're going to do is take a pancake or two. It's kind of better if it's fresh, and you kind of want to rip it up. Kind of the idea here is like the pancake is our meat replacement in the burrito. So I think it's good to start with a little pancake and then, put a little honey on there is probably the first thing. You want to get a little sweetness in. It's really going to like add to the robustness of the flavor that we eventually achieve. Cool. So I think next up is probably our mustard. I like the stone ground. The spicier the mustard, the better the burrito. It has applicated itself, which is perfect. So we've got our mustard. And I really think that pickles go pretty well with mustard. So that's going to be our next ingredient, given that I can open the jars. Awesome. So you're just going to want to scoop up some pickles, lay them out. And then I like to get like a little bit of the juice too and sort of sprinkle that on there just to capture more. These are actually bread and butter chips because I ran out of dill recently, but I would recommend dill as well if you have those. Kind of in the same vein, we've got some jalapeno slices, also sort of pickled so you can get some of the peppers and some of the juice, which is really what I like to see when I cook. The juice is like an important part, and it's important that you do this kind of earlier in your burrito process so that the pancakes can like soak up the brine and really just start to incubate in that flavor. So next we're gonna move on to some of our other sauces. We've got some Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire is pretty neat because it's like vinegar and salt, one stop to Flavortown. Cool, I kind of got the back heavy there. Sometimes you want to shimmy that around to distribute it. Similar looking and consistency, we've got our soy sauce. This is just generic soy sauce that we poured into a Trader Joe's bottle. Sick. So you're really starting to get like a nice aroma at this point. But I know what you're thinking. We have the sweet, we have the salt, but really the only spicy we've put in are the jalapenos. So now we kind of move on to our final area of flavor, which is hot sauce. I like to start it off with a little bit of Tabasco. Just kind of drizzle some on there. You're gonna get more of that like vinegar flavor. It's gonna bring out the vinegar and everything else a bit more. Sort of similar consistency, we move on to our tapatio. Same thing, just a few drops. These are not like my favorite hot sauces, but I think when you mix them in, it kind of adds a little something that you would miss out on otherwise. And next up, we've got Marie Sharp's smoked habanero. I like this because it's like a really smoky sauce, and I think smoky is another important flavor that we want to capture when we consume anything with pancakes, right? And that's kind of going to bring out the burntness of the pancake I chose as well. Cool. And last but not least, timeless classic, we've got our sriracha. No meal is complete without a good amount of sriracha. So, I don't know if you can kind of see, this is our final product before we wrap it up. Looking pretty tasty. Wrapping the burrito is a very difficult thing that I definitely have yet to master. But normally I can at least scoop it up if you go for a nice little tuck under the bottom, roll over the sides. It might fall apart, but then you just eat it with a fork and it's fine. And yeah, that's your pancake burrito. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you'd like to see more vegetarian recipes that you can make as a college student, let me know in the comments down below. I think it's really important that we continue to explore flavor, even though maybe you're restricted by cost and, clearly you can't have meat. So that's it for today. Thanks, guys.